All right. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello, Mr. Siva.
Hi, good morning, Miss Sarah.
All right. Okay. A very good morning to all of you that are watching our live now. And today, we meet again at Masa Avenue International College webinar sharing session. And as for this webinar sharing session, we, the School of Business and Accountancy, brought to you another interesting topics to be discussed. And together with me today, we bring you another special guest speaker and also the first time with MAIC to discuss these interesting topics. Okay, so as for our theme for this month webinar is regarding courage. Okay, so before we start, I would like to have a warm welcome to Mr. Sivabalan Ganesan, a contact center team manager from DHL Malaysia. Okay, hi Mr. Siva, how are you?
Hi, Miss Sarah. Thank you for having me here in this great morning.
All right, okay. So actually, this is the first time that we met virtually. And
Yes.
I am Sarah from the Schools of Business and Accountancy. So today we would like to talk about, I think we are most familiar when we talk about the courage, when we talk about the leadership. So just a brief introduction. Okay, I would like to introduce Mr. Siva, which is a contact center team manager from DHL Malaysia, and he has 6 years experience with DHL, and also he has received many achievements and awards, okay, such as a finalist in CCAM for the year of 2015 and 2020, Employee of the Month ICCC Award, and also Best Contact Center Award in CCAM. And he has lead, motivate, and supervise a team of customer service advisor to ensure that customer interaction via multi-channel is intended promptly, consistently, and professionally in accordance to the global CS process and standard. And also, he ensure all the CS advisors are equipped in the knowledge in promoting the self-serve channels to the customers. And also, he handle the customers' escalations from CSA and assists the problem resolutions. So, as for today, I'm very lucky because I met a great leader today to talk our topic in a conjunction with the courage as a team for the webinar. We bring to you the interesting topic today, which is courage, the defining characteristic of a great leader. So, without a further ado, as an introduction, Mr. Siva, Walt Disney says that courage is the main quality of the leadership. No matter what it is, exercise and usually it implies some risk, especially in a new undertaking. And also Simon Sinek says that the courage of leadership is giving others the chance to succeed even though you bear the responsibility for getting things done. So Mr. Siva, from your point of view, how would you define courage and how has this definition impacted your personal leadership? And is it important to have courage in order to be a great leader?
Okay, thanks for the questions and first of most for the introduction that been given to me, Miss Sarah. Okay, I believe each of great leaders they have their own point of view on how this courage will be carried throughout their leadership. Yeah, so this is based on my point of view, whether it's going to be correct or wrong. But this is what I normally I'll practice. Yeah, okay. For courage, from my point of view, is actually to being a positive about challenge, uncertainty, and also change where it's required us to turn any roadblock into a stepping stone because I believe a great leader recognize the positive side of changes, go with the new ways, and leave their comfort zone. Yeah, so
Mhm.
this is what my point of view. And if you're talking about how these definitions impact my personal leadership, yeah, okay. Uh, Under me, I have a 12 staff reporting, yeah, and all of them do have a different behavior, different styles, and a different strength and weakness. So I
Mm.
have to approach each of everyone in the different ways so that I could have the courage to motivate them how to stay positive in a team and facing any difficulties situation during day-to-day works, because some can able to accept the workload and some they couldn't, they will not be a challenger. So as a great leader you need to identify it, and you need to bring that the positive vibrations towards them. So it's going to be a bit a challenge and you need the courage to do that. Yeah.
Mm.
And is it important to have a courage in order to be a great leader? Well, if we talk about a great leader, I would say courage only plays a part of it. Yep. So, but what I could say is courage as the connection to any other important elements which require to be a great leader. So I could say courage is a backbone. All right. So that's
Mm.
my answer.
All right. Okay. Courage is the backbone for you to be a great leader. So, as a second question, Mr. Siva, from your experience, as a leader, can you tell us on what you have learned, by leaning into, uncertainty, risk, and also the emotional exposure, which means that when you face this kind of uncertainty, what you will do as a leader for a team.
Okay, this is actually is a very straightforward answer that I have whenever I face uncertainty or risk or even an emotional exposure, which is I do came through sometimes. So what normally I will do is I will remain focused. You have to remain focused
Mm,
whenever any circumstances come in, and you need to resilient and you need to be an optimistic even during challenges time, because
mm,
what I always display in myself is a can-do attitude and the passion that you have towards the job and also your team, that
mm.
you need to lean it whenever there's a risk. You need to go for it. So that will be my straightforward answer actually.
So how can you maintain the situations to be a remain focused? How can you always remain focused in any kind of situation? What makes you can do that? Because whenever we find us, we face some uncertainty, might be we have macam a bit of we feel like, oh, I cannot do this, I can't, that kind of emotions is a bit mixed around when we have that kind of uncertainty.
Yes, I agree that, Ms. Rava. Okay, sometimes, whenever I face this kind of challenges, all right, what I normally do is I will sit being silent a bit and I
Mm,
will always tune back, focus back, all right,
mm,
before I go through. Because if you jump straight to the problem, you're not gonna get an answer. You're gonna have a mixed match answer if you did not stay focused, and if you did not stay positive. You need to have positive vibration towards to you first. So normally I will sit back, all right, make myself calm, stay focused what I need to do, all right, how I need to resolve this particular situations, all right, get and the solutions, then I will jump into it. I give you an example. Even a difficulties customers, when customers come in and they call in and they shout, so when they keep shouting over the phone, what will you do? Will you talk back, or will you argue? So when you do that,
mm,
the conversation gonna be heat up, right?
mm,
So because the customer already in the emotional, they are exposing their emotional because of some certain unwanted issues, all right? So
mm,
normally as a staff or even as a supervisor, you need to listen what the customers are taking are speaking out, right? And then give a moment of silence and rather than you are expressing the situation, first thing that the most is you need to express the solution.
Mm.
Customer always want the solution, not explanation. Right?
Mm.
So this is what normally I will guide my team. The explanation is not a solution. All right. You need to find the solution. Then you need to, go with the explanation.
Mm.
All right.
Okay.
So with
So
that,
very
I believe, yeah, with that, I believe the customer will able to be, their emotional will be go down, and you can able to take back the control from them.
all right. Also very impactful answer. So whatever we face the uncertainty, we must relax first. I think we need to sit back and we try to be calm as possible. So there is a good statement from Miss Katie, a lecturer from MIC, says that courageous leadership is what every employee hopes for and what every company needs. A courageous leader guides their staff without stamping out creativity and they lead by example. So such a good statement, I think. So
Yes, I do agree.
yeah. So as for the third question, okay, what are your perspective about connection between courage and building the trust? The first one. And then also, can you share with us generally your perspective about the connection between the courage with the moral strength, with the integrity, with the collaboration and teamwork? So, because I believe that courage have link between this regarding the trust, the moral strength, the integrity, and also especially the teamwork.
Sure, Sarah. I think you still remember when the first question I told you that courage is the backbone for everything,
Mm,
right? So I think this is lead for this that when you mention about the connections with moral strength, building trust, integrity, collaborations, and also teamwork. And not only that, they have more other things as well. But let me provide my perspective based on the connections between courage and the building trust. So based on my point of view, to develop and courage as a leader, it need to boil down to the trust. Knowing the risk, offer more about themselves, and being honestly care to learn more about the others. So this actually requires the courage to do. All right.
mm,
So if you do not have the courage to trust a person, all right, then you can't go furthermore. All right. Okay. So next questions. All right. This I like to brief more in details based on about moral strength, integrity, collaborations, and also teamwork.
mm,
Okay. Each of every moral strength, all right, integrity, collaborations, and teamwork. Always courage plays a backbone role in here. All right. So let me give you some examples for each of it. For a
mm,
person said to have a moral strength, all right, he or she must have a courage to eliminate whatever bad things or bad vibrations and stay focused on doing only good things. So you also need courage for self-control trees. Because if you lost control, then if and then you're not going to have the courage, and definitely you're going to have a lot of bad things when you want to move forward and with the strength.
mm,
The
mm,
next, when you talk about integrity is actually is a highly valued trait, especially in leaders. That's what I believe. So you need to be an honest with everyone and
mm,
your team, your customer, your management, and also your family. Right? And
yeah.
all this, you need courage. If not, one day you might fall, from being an honest
Mm,
person, right? And if you talk about calibration and teamwork, I can mix. Actually, both actually it is the same, all right? And where you also need and courage in order to work, between in organization, in a group, or even as my team, all right? At
mm,
your workplace or even in any other places, even in the family, all right, together to complete. a task or a project, all right, to achieve any goals or any KPI. So you need to have
mm,
the courage to go to see what kind of obstacles or risks will be there in order for you to achieve a particular goals. Right. So that's where
mm,
you need the collaborations and teamwork. And without the courage, I don't think you can able to move forward. So that
yeah.
will be my.
All right. So, okay, we got a question from Miss Katie. She's asking that uh, as a leader, the first question, as a leader, how do you show courage in the workplace in your perspective?
Okay, how I do show my courage, all right? The main thing is you need to be a genuinely respect and must have a concern to others in my team, all right?
Mm,
And
mm,
show equal appreciation to all right? And even as a leader, you should not be ashamed to admit whenever there's a mistake, all right? Because some leaders,
mm,
when they do a mistake, all right, they try intend to hide it from the team.
yeah.
They don't show. Okay, so I don't think that means the leader do not have any courage to do that.
Mm,
They
mm,
might think like, oh, I did a mistake. I think it's better if I say something. Then maybe my staff might think, oh, you are not a leader. You are,
mm,
because everyone is a human. All right, we do mistake and we experience it and we overcome from that. So that's what I
mm,
believe. So I think this is
mm,
part of how I show courage in my workplace. And most to most is I'm being very transparent between my staff, all right, and being honest to them. And definitely
mm,
they will do wonders to you.
mm. All right. So I think this is a great answer because not everybody is willing to admit this the mistake, especially because not only as a leader, even everybody when they do the mistake, normally people will just keep quiet or keep silent without admit it, or it's just they try to be a denial, try to deny what have mistake that they have been done. Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
what you say is correct. And
Mm,
why we need to, hide our mistakes?
mm,
I don't have, a point why some of them they like to intend to hide it. You know,
mm,
we don't need to be ashamed because everyone do mistakes, all right, and we learn from the mistakes, all right. So for me, better, is good for you to admit it, all
mm,
right, and come up with a better solutions how you're going to overcome. I don't think so anybody will will put you down,
mm.
or you think in different a negative way or what.
Yeah.
Try to do that in your team. Definitely it works for me.
Mm. Because you know, I think because of the word sorry is too expensive. But then when we try to admit our mistake when and we say sorry, it will be very valuable, I think. So I saw the questions from Miss Katie just now. She's asking your opinion. Is the courage is a skills or just a quality in the perspective of the management of the team?
Okay, if you ask me whether it's a skill, when you talk about a skill, that means you need to learn. Skill something is that you need to learn
Mm,
from someone, or so for some courses or something. But for
mm,
me, courage actually is more to say it's a quality. This is my
mm,
point of view. All right,
mm,
courage is more to a quality rather than a skill. Skill is
mm,
something that you need to brush up. Courage is
mm,
something that you need to come in from you, inside from you. So that is the qualities that you carry yourself whenever you go everywhere, anywhere. Right? It's not a skill.
mm.
If you're talking about you are repairing something, that is called a skill. All right. So I don't. It will be a more to quality.
All right. Okay. So we get the answer. Okay. As the fourth questions for our webinar session. Okay. When we talk about the brave spaces, as I found out that brave spaces is defined as the creations of the challenging environment that encourage equal participation across the representative identities. So in your perspective, how you create the brave space among your team in a working environment? And then is this brave space built engage dynamic, creative, and inspired work culture? And last one is what can we learn from you in creating the brave space?
Well, this brave space actually is a very, very wide learning cue view. Yeah.
Mm,
So, um, for me, whenever we have a team meeting, or we will have sometimes we have a performance dialogue. Performance
mm,
dialogue, that means from time to time, whenever we want to engage with our team and
mm,
share knowledge, share any experience. Yeah. So that's why we will have this performance dialogue in view. So when during this period, all right, I always, first of all, I always emphasis of having a two-way communication rather
mm,
than having only a one-way communication. And
mm,
also, we will show, I always show equal appreciations to all. So what I always provide opportunity for my team to share their experience. All right. In our terms in DHL, we call as a BDP sharing. That means best day practice. Means
mm,
where they will share their idea, their experience on handling customers, and they also will create. I will create a healthy discussion environment, so everybody can share their thoughts. All right. Nobody will be left behind. And I also always provide a flexibility and empowerment within each of them to contribute their
mm,
feedbacks. Right. So
mhm,
every feedbacks should be valued and respected. So this is how,
mm,
I will do. I mean, within in my environment, and I believe every of human being or even my staffs, all right, they do have a strength and weakness. All right. So
mhm,
if we didn't give the opportunities for them to speak out, all right, we
mhm,
wouldn't know what they can do. Everyone
mm,
have a gift, a special gift. This is what I believe. All right. So I always give them the opportunities.
mm,
So when you talk about what what can we learn from me, yeah, creating about this brave turn. I think this is where
mm,
there's now the questions that Miss Katie asked. All right, how
mm,
do I bring courage? I think this
mm,
also reflects about brave space as well.
mm,
Okay, so for me actually, for sure, I'm not a subject matters on this. Okay, but I could provide some tips
mm.
or hope this could benefit the others who going for a
Yeah.
leadership role, or in the
Mm,
future they're going to come out as a leadership, right?
mhm,
So as what I explained, and I mean for the Miss Katie's answer, all right, please be very genuine, genuinely respect, and you must have a concern for every each of your staff. Okay,
mm,
so a good morning message in the morning, all right, will bring a different vibration to the team, you know.
mm,
So I practice that in every morning. I will do that. And
mhm,
until now, even for example, if I goes or a sick leave or what, I
mhm,
could say my team members are doing that. They every of my
mm,
team members will send a morning message. So when I saw that, I could say that, wow, they are following that. It's a good
mhm,
vibration. Right.
mm,
Secondly, show equal appreciations to all. When
mhm,
any of the staff, your staff, all right, even though it's a small contribution, all right, always appreciate them. You know, tap their shoulder. Wow, you
mhm,
did a good job. With
mm,
that, you can see their motivation level will go higher. If
mm,
not, just say if a person are doing something and you are as a leader and you are not acknowledging it at all. So
mhm,
what do you think the staff perception? You know, definitely they say, oh
mhm,
wow, I did something. wonders or something out of the
Yeah.
box. But
Yeah.
my supervisor did not appreciate that. So what do you think the motivation level? Then how do you think
Mm.
the next day he gonna carry it forward? Okay.
Mm.
And one example I would say that, when our staff share this, okay, hi, Mr. Siva, I got compliments from the customer. So this is what
Mhm.
I send it to you. All right.
Mm.
So if you saw the compliment and you just ignore it and you did not broadcast, that
Mhm.
means you are not appreciating your staff.
Mm.
You need to take your time and then broadcast it with all your words. When
Mhm.
the staff saw that, it will carry him more to do more to the
Yeah.
company
Mhm.
through
True.
you, right? They will do
Mhm.
that. Third, as what I mentioned, admit whenever you make a mistake. Do that,
Mhm.
all right? Do that. And the fourth, make sure among the team members, definitely you will have when you are in the leader, you will be having at least 10 or 50 or 20 staff will be reporting to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So make sure you do not have any favoritism, racism,
Mhm.
or other form of operation.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah. True.
Because when you have a favoritism to one particular person, and
Mhm.
definitely people can see that you are favorite to a person. So like me, I always give opportunities to everybody. How I do
Mhm.
that? An example is I always open up a voluntary basis to everyone. Whenever I have a
Mhm.
project or a task, all right, rather than
Mm.
I choose the person A, okay, you,
Mhm.
Miss Anna, you take it this project. I don't do that.
Mhm.
I will
Mm.
open to the floor and I
Mhm.
always provide, who want to volunteer to take it up? Sometimes you
Mhm.
wouldn't know the person might have a great exposure or experience on that particular task, but
Mm.
he or she might be a bit a reserve type, or maybe it
Mhm.
doesn't show. So maybe when you give the opportunities to them to open up and also give them the platform, all right, then let them choose. So that's what I say. I will not have any, favoritism in between in my team. And the last, what I can say is always create the freedom for them to start talk. If you want to bring a great teamwork, all right, you should not have any of your team members to be silent or reserved or being left over. So that not gonna be a very healthy team, all right. So push them, encourage them, create a platform for them to start talk. A simple thing, like what I mentioned, share a BDP, best day practice. When you acknowledge the person did something, okay, you come, hi, Mr. Fee, can you please share this on the next, performance dialogue? I want you to share, please. I give you this opportunity. Let them talk. The more they talk, the more they will learn, and I believe that they will be out from their comfort zone, and they will start to be, more. The bonding between the team will be more stronger, right? So this is what some of the tips that I could able to share, and I hope this could be a bit beneficial to some of them.
Yeah, I think this is a very lots of benefits that we can get from the tips that you are sharing, especially in terms of the empowerment, because this I believe that empowerment when we give the chance to the staff to talk, first of all, like you said, they will boost their confidence, they will talk more, they will give more, rather than what we the task that we have given to them, especially. And then what I attract most from the word that you are saying is that the appreciation to the staff, even a simple word thank you is also enough, rather than it's not about the rewards or the benefits, the bonuses that the company gives to the staff, but the simple, like you said, a tap on their shoulders. And even my superior said to me a thank you for what I've been done. Also, I feel like wow, something's the feeling that's you know it's a priceless, cannot be measured. But I feel that oh, I need to do more because my superior acknowledge what I'm doing now. All right, so I think this is very good tip, especially And then the third one, I'm attracted that when you're handling the team, make sure that there is no favoritism, because yeah, this is the critical issue in a company. When it comes to the favoritism, there will be no fair to the other as well. So
Correct,
yeah, this is
correct. You
this
know, when
this
you go to any companies, when you work in any companies, yeah, the
mm,
first thing always a staff will strike is, wow, there is a
mm,
politic going on. There's a
mm,
favoritism going on. You know, oh, only this guy getting all the opportunities. Why I'm not getting it? This is happening throughout any companies. But I can tell
mm,
you pretty sure in DHL, we do not have this kind of, negative things. DHL will
mm,
never, all right. In DHL, our first, our very own pilot is always, it will be, motivate our employees, great motivation. In DHL, actually, we gave a same platform to everybody, all right, to step up, all right. We don't pick any staff, all right. When they show their talent and everything, and they need to go to every step. For example, if you want to apply for the next level, you need to follow the process. There is none of us can step out from the process and just boom move to the position. DHL will not allow that. All right, you need to follow every each. You need to submit your applications for you to move out, and you need to go through an interview. You need to go through a certain level of exams. All right, then only the management will pick. All right, so we always in DHL we say there's no for favoritism or racism. No.
yeah, I true. I'm very agree with that statement. Okay, so as we come out with the last questions of the webinar, this is a simple question that I will ask to you. What advice would you have for others about the leadership journey, courage, and also the connections as well?
Okay. When you talk about leadership,
Mm,
the journey actually is way long and it's not never ending. It's a never ending. All right.
yeah, true.
As a leader, every day you learn something new. Right. So you need to have a courage and a good connections, to step up and move forward, but only this will able to make you a successful person.
Mm,
Not
mm-hmm,
this is not only person, because courage and good connection is, I will say, is a part of a leadership. There's a lot of other things that we need to learn to be a
mm-hmm,
great leader, a good leader.
mm-hmm,
So what I has learned and throughout my journey in DHL, yeah,
mm-hmm.
you always need respect and a result mindset and behavior in order to turn you to be a more 21st century supervisor.
Mm,
Not only a courage and connection, yeah, respect
mm-hmm,
and a result mindset. What I
mm-hmm.
can tell you, if you are going to a respect mindset behavior only, all right, that means the supervisor, yes, you will have a full respect. Your staff will be grateful to have this kind of supervisor, but you do not have a result drive through the results. So do you think the management will appreciate when you're not giving the result that what management wanted? You're not achieving the goal, you're not achieving the KPI. You do not have the mindset. Or if I said you are going to result mindset and you do not care about respect, you don't care about your staff, this is called dictator. Okay, it's a dictator, like a Hitler. you know you don't care about your soldiers, but for my thing results, I want a win. That called dictator. So do you think if you have this kind of mindset, you can be a 21st century supervisor, a great supervisor? No. So you need
No,
to balance. You
yeah,
need to
true.
balance, all right, between respect and also you need to have a results. Yeah, sometimes you can step ahead, a fit to more to a result or more to respect. You can play, but you need to balance it. All right. And to do that, definitely you need a courage. Courage and a good connection is a must, right? That's why I say it's a part of role. But in order to do that, yes, you need all this. Then you can be a great supervisor.
Yeah. So it's a very wonderful advice. I think we need to balance all those the courage, and also we do not in this 21st century to be a leader. We do not implement the dictator leadership anymore. So we have to be balanced among our staff. So I think with the last question just now, I'm very happy with this webinar sharing session today, because I got a lot of tips today to be a great leader, to have a courage to be a good leader. A very thankful thank you to Mr. Siva, because this is very wonderful sharing session. All
Thank
right.
you.
All right, so we have come to end of our webinar session today. It was very interesting topic to discuss. Maybe in the future, Mr. Siva, we can collaborate again with another interesting topic.
Well, if I get an opportunity, sure, I love to.
All right. So, if we got a chance to meet again virtually for the webinar sharing session, or I have another interesting topic to talk about, for sure I will call you for the webinar sharing session. So, to all viewers, participants, academicians, and MAIC staff and students, thank you for joining us and also listen and watch our live today with our special guest, Mr. Sivalan Ganesan, Contact Center Team Manager, DHL Malaysia. Thank you, Mr. Sival, for your time, and we appreciate your commitment and participation to share with us in this interesting topic. So, to all the viewers out there, if you want to know more about Masa Avenue International College, feel free to browse our website at www.maic.edu.my, and you can also drop your message and contact the expert to get to know more about our program, especially program offered by the School of Business and Accountancy. And as we are offering diploma in human resource, diploma in business, diploma in accounting, and also certificate in business. So for that, the time has end. Thank you again, Mr. Sivar, and thank you to our organizer, Ms. Sohaila, to arrange this live session today. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.